He did anything he could to make her body feel as though it was an art. Though he considered himself an artist, the way he could manipulate his fists like a painter manipulates their paintbrush, he would step back to admire his work as he gazed upon her scars. He learned how to mute the sounds of her screams when he would force himself on her. Matter of fact, he'd pretend to press pause so he could suspend reality at least for a moment. So he can misconstrue rape for closeness and misconstrue shattered pieces for wholeness. At the beginning, she was defiant, but then she became hopeless because she would pray that God would take notice. But then she would be greeted by silence except for the sounds of his screams and his grunts. And she figured that God's line of communication was broken. So she stopped communicating in words and started communicating in tears that were so heavy that they drenched the pillowcase until they rained down on the bed sheets. The stagehand whispers in her ear, "Are you ready?" She wipes away the tears from her eyes and then breathes. She is now the principal dancer of a ballet company. She glides to the center of the stage. Her body, which used to be an altar of abuse, is now a sacred manifestation of artistic expression. She lets her art speak by contorting her body so that her limbs can pen the most beautiful message, and her audience is rendered breathless. And yet she finds herself having it where their reality is suspended, being able to pirouette her body until the motion seems endless. A suburban mother of three who drove to the ballet in the luxurious car finds a tear, one of joy, methodically running down her cheek, not knowing what it took for the woman that she is now in awe of to have her art speak, not knowing that it felt like a victory anytime she was able to wipe away her tears and remember to breathe, that it felt like climbing a mountain anytime she was able to move past the sorrow and into the center of the stage. She thinks that she's turned the page, but some nights she feels as though she is still in the same chapter, because some nights she can still hear his grunt and still feel like she is fractured. She dances until her ankle is about to be fractured. Then she snaps back because she's flexible and adaptive. She's learned how to dance through the storms, and now tears are replaced by sweat that is glistening through her pores until the last note is played and the last step is taken, and applause invades the performance, and the crowd yells encore, and she smiles, knowing that she's willing to give them more.